Hello, my name is Trevor Woerner, and the first thing I'd like to point out is that this is being recorded. Um, on behalf of the Planning Committee, I would like to thank all of you for joining us for these 2 days for the May 2021 edition of the Octo Project Summit. Today is day one, and we have a lot of activities for you. If you are new to the project and are trying to wrap your head around what's going on, then I would invite you to head over to the training room after these announcements, where Bian and Tom will spend the full day going through um, uh, the Octo project, what it is, how it works with Open Embedded, learning about BitBake, recipes, classes, layers, all that sort of stuff. Um, Continuing on in this room will be a set of presentations for the first part of the meeting. And then in the second half of the day, we will have the Open Embedded Developers Meeting, which is a series of roundtable discussions on topics that are relevant to the project. In order to join the developers meeting, there is a separate link for that. So you'll need to check the email that was sent to you from the Linux Foundation to find that link. And then at the end of the day, we're going to all, or as many as want to, will join back in the presentation room for a bit of social interaction and stuff. So please remember to keep your microphone muted. Um, If you wish to ask questions, please raise your hand in the Slack. If you open up the participants window, there's buttons along the bottom that will allow you to raise your hand. I just want to point out that when presenters are presenting, it'll be very difficult for them, and I wouldn't expect them to be following along in the Slack or to be reading comments or checking if people are raising their hand. Um, so it'd probably be best to hold questions to the end or to just ask questions in the Slack afterwards. Please also remember to keep your video turned off. For people who don't have a large bandwidth to the internet, if everyone has their video turned on, then it bogs people down. So preferably only the presenter would have their video turned on. Um, and when you registered, you were asked whether you wanted to go in the beginner track for the training and the hands-on, or whether you wanted to do the presentations and that sort of stuff. And that was mostly just for resource planning. You were provided the links to the two rooms that we'll be using throughout the conference, and you are more than welcome to switch between the rooms at will. In order to switch, you would have to leave one room and then just simply click on the link to join the other Zoom room. The platforms that we are using for this conference are pre-talks for the schedule. And if you look at the schedule and you see something you like, you can click on it. And when you click on that, that'll bring up a synopsis of the presentation so you can find out more about what it's about. There'll be a bio of the speaker. And if the speaker has provided slides, then there'll also be slides there if you want to follow along. If you have low bandwidth, it might be easier to see the slides if you download them ahead of time. For the video, we're using Zoom. I see lots of people are here in this room, so that's good. That means a lot of people found their email and found their links. And for the communications, we're going to be using Slack. We've set up a special Slack channel, a Slack instance for the conference. And it's just easier that way. Slack has a lot more features that are easier to use. You can have private chats with people. The Slack is also recorded, so you can go back and follow up on things that may have happened during the conference, but you didn't have time to follow up on. And I think the interface for chatting is a lot better in Slack rather than in the Zoom chat. We are incredibly excited to announce that the Yocto project now has an official store where you can buy official Yocto project swag and gear. When you go to the site, remember to choose your country or region because the company that provides these materials have a couple different facilities around the world. And so if you choose the right facility, then the shipping will be faster and be less costly than if you choose the wrong one. But the site should detect that and help redirect you anyway. So I've shown a picture of some t-shirts. There are t-shirts but in addition to t-shirts, there are hoodies and mugs and bags and stickers, hats, backpacks, polo shirts, and the clothing comes in both men's fittings and women's fittings as well. We are celebrating, the Octo project is celebrating its 10th anniversary. I think last year was the official 10th anniversary, but this is sort of the year of the 10th anniversary, and we're all extremely excited about that. If you click on this link or follow that link, you will find a video that was put together by this person who you see in this slide. His name is Jeffrey. We refer to him as Jeffro, and he was the past community manager for the Yocto project. He was the community manager for the Yocto project for its first 8 years, and he put together a fantastic video. If you ever wanted to know where the Yocto project came from, who was involved, who were the people, why it started, and what happened sort of in the earlier years, there's about a 50-minute video that he's put together, which is really fantastic. And to help celebrate the 10th anniversary, we commissioned a special 10th anniversary logo to be made. And so that is also available in the store as well. So if you want to celebrate, as you can see, I'm wearing mine right now. I've got the yellow version of the shirt, and on the back, that's what mine looks like. So it's fantastic. As I said at the very start, this conference was put together by committee. I certainly didn't do it all on my own. It was my first year organizing the conference, and the first time organizing the conference. But most of the other people on this list had done it a couple times before, and there were many times where I leaned quite heavily on their connections and on their past experience and their expertise to really, it was a real team effort. There's no way I could have done all this on my own. So a huge thanks to Philip, Nicolas, Joseph, Armin, David, Rudy, and Bian. Just a fantastic team. Thanks so much. In addition to them, we are indebted to many other people and organizations. I would like to especially thank Lenaro and the Linux Foundation for providing the 2 Zoom channels that we'll be using throughout the conference. I would want to give a huge thank you to Michael Halstead. Michael is he works for the Linux Foundation, and he's the one who's setting up all of the cloud instances for all the hands-on that are being done. He's sending out the emails for all the accounts and coordinating all those machines for all the registrants who are doing the hands-on. And it's just a phenomenal task getting all those ready, and a huge thanks to him. I would also like to thank, of course, all the presenters. If you've ever presented, then you know how much work it is to put together these sorts of things. And so a huge, huge thank you to everyone who stepped up and offered to give a presentation. I'm really looking forward to them. And of course, the conference wouldn't happen if it weren't for people attending and registering and signing up. So thanks to everyone for joining us. And as well, I would like to take an opportunity to thank all the Yocto project members, the member companies that help create the Yocto project and provide resources and funding to it. And now I would like to turn the mic over to Nico, who is our current Yocto project community leader, and for a special announcement. Nico?
Okay, thank you, Trevor. Thanks for the introduction. Can you move to the next slide? So it's a bit of a tradition. The Yocto project has this, what we call the ambassador project, the ambassador program, where we recognize individuals from our community that actually do a lot of good things for the project. Very often they do that on their own initiatives, and they bring new ideas and new ways to reach out to new people, or new ways to bridge new communities. I mean, so they do something special about the project, or trainings or something like that. So it's been a tradition. We try to find and recognize new ambassadors, and I'm very happy on behalf of the Yocto project and the whole community to announce today that Joseph, that many people know as the Yocto jester, has been nominated and elected as our new ambassador. So Joseph has a long time history with the project. I think his story is really interesting as well. He met with some of the Yocto project developers at one of the ELC conference when he got a chance to attend for the very first time. And they started to be there and stay with us, and he's been around, I mean, since ever he met us. So I think it's a very good story. It's something anybody can do. So we hope that we will bring new people like we've been able to bring Joseph to our community. So he's been lately becoming very active in the community, very active on helping new users on mailing lists, on IRCs, and also bringing new ideas such like the Yocto project, the live coding series. He's been making good use of the Yocto project YouTube channel, for example. So he's also, now expert with all the social networks. So he's helping with, we use LinkedIn and Twitter, and we are probably going to do even more in the future. And yes, Joseph is the man behind all that stuff. So thank you, Joseph. I don't know if you're here today now, but I'm sure you will join us at some point. If you see Joseph, say hi to him. He's a really nice guy. And yeah, congratulations, Joseph, for being our new ambassador. Along with that, the small logo you see on the left side, the Yocto Project Ambassador, is also something new that we are starting today. We are going to give a virtual badge to all our, to Joseph and all our previous ambassadors. So I'm going to do that, and you will be able to, these individuals will be able to recognize and show, their love to the project on their LinkedIn pages, and what they can do anything they want with the badge. So that was what I wanted to say. Again, thanks, Trevor. Thanks a lot. That was a really good introduction. Do you have anything else to add, or should we?
No, just to say that everything starts in 2.5 minutes. So this will give you time, all the beginners, to get to their session. And also to point out that the schedule can be fluid at times. Sometimes someone will go to present, and unfortunately, maybe they have a technical problem. So don't be surprised if the schedule bounces around a little bit, but we will certainly try to keep to the schedule as it is. So that's all, I guess. See you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and just to repeat, just now that we have a few more people who've joined, we've tried to mimic what we usually do when it is a physical event where we have 2 rooms. So we have this room, which is we call the presentation room, and the training room, which is the other one. So if you wanted to attend the classes where you will learn about the basics and introductions about the Yocto, BitBake, and Open Embedded, it's now the time to actually go and join the other link. And in this room, we are going to have like a bunch of people going to talk about, things they do with the project and show, how they use the project. And everything will be recorded, so you can go back and forth between the 2 rooms at will. And all the videos will be made available. Once we are able to proceed with all the videos, so shortly, a few days after the conference. And yeah, so you can go back and forth. Keep an eye on the schedule for today and for tomorrow. And let's hope that I wish everybody will have a good event, and reach out to us if you need any help, any assistance with anything, and don't hesitate to ask questions or engage more with our community. Thanks, everyone.